Okay, so I'm just waiting for some people to join the live chat here, see if we get anybody today. It's Wednesday afternoon around 1:30. So again, I'm still sort of experimenting with this format, but today I thought I might like to talk a little bit about ideas and how I collect my ideas and see what other people do with this idea as well. Hello, I've got two people, so I hope... Hello, Maria. How are you? Nice to have you here. Oh, we're up to 3 people now. Okay. Oh, down to 1. Okay. And this is Angie. I am good today, Angie. How are you? And Maria says, okay, thank you, and you. Okay, that's great. So... I'm not really sure if this is accurate or not, how this works. It says I have 2 people, I had 3, went to 1. So I'm still experimenting with this, so please bear with me. But I'm just going to give it another couple of seconds here, see how many other people join us. Oh, you're from Texas. Angie's from Texas. Well, how did you fare with the hurricane? I hope your family was okay. That was quite a tragedy. I'm really happy that I live where I live in southern Ontario because, well, it's been very, very, very rare that we get such severe weather like the people down south have been experiencing, and more hurricanes coming. It's just horrible down there. I saw pictures this morning of, oh, Angie says, we okay, thank God was terrible. Okay, well, I'm glad you're all right. I was just saying that I saw pictures from San Juan, from the hurricane that just hit San Juan, and it hit right in around the area that I stayed in a couple of years ago. So I can't believe the devastation those poor people must be going through. I know that here in Canada we're trying to help out as much as we can. We have our government and several other things that are out there helping people out. Oh, hello, Angelica, from Cologne, Germany. Yeah, I've been there. It was many years ago, but it's a lovely city and extremely historical. And I guess there's a big church in Cologne, too, that I went into, and I think it's something like 1,000 years old or something. And we have someone from South Yorkshire is here, too, and I take it South Yorkshire is probably England, where I'm going to go in... about 2 weeks' time, 2.5 weeks' time. I'm flying out of Toronto on October the 9th. And, oh, I am right. Okay, great, Angelica. That's good. I'm trying to get my facts right. It's been probably 20 years since I was there. It might even be longer than that. It was one of my first European trips. Oh, hello from Florida. And how are you doing in Florida, Pamela? How are things going there with, you know, the storm? Did it hit you hard? Were you in a part of Florida where you were spared? And B is north of Yorkshire in UK. And hello, South Carolina as well, Sandy West. Well, this is great. I've broken my record here since I've done this. I now have 7 people watching and 2 likes. Wow, that's something. I appreciate you guys coming on right now. I am going to talk about a couple of things, and I want some feedback from you if you've got the time. I'll try not to let this go on for too long. But I was just catching up with people as they signed on here. And Angelica says, I very much hope you will have a nice trip to Great Britain. I love it. My mom lives in Somerset. Yeah, I've been to Great Britain several times before. We're going to London, flying out on October the 9th. And we're staying there for about a week and a half, about 8 days, I guess. Oh yes, Debbie, I guess it would be dinner time in the UK because you're about, what, 5 hours different from where we are, I think. But I love London. I really love London. Now, in spite of the fact that they just had another bombing, people say, why do you want to go there? Well, I have never felt unsafe in London. There are places in my own country I have felt more unsafe than I ever have in London. In South Yorkshire, Barnsley. Oh, Ian Jackson, okay. Ian, I think I may have talked to you before on Barb Owen's channel. Hello from Dorchester, South Yorkshire. I'm getting a lot of people from From the UK, that's great. I guess there it's the evening, so yeah, we've talked before, Ian, and I've gone to your channel as well, and it's great to see you on here. Another one in Sheffield. Anybody near Leeds? Because I'm not really sure of my geography. Love to visit the UK. Enjoy yourselves. Oh, we will. It's 6:30 there. Yeah, so about 5 hours difference, I guess, to us. That's true. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that trip because we always love London. Yorkshire, oh, is Leeds. Okay, I just learned something new today. So, do you run into Mike Deacon much? I'd really love to meet face-to-face with Mike Deacon. I talk to him, you know, now and then through Facebook. 12:40 here in Texas. Oh, okay. I didn't realize Texas is just that much further over. So you're 1 hour behind us in Texas. Gets crazy, doesn't it? We do this time shifting thing with the internet and getting us all together. Well, there's 7 of us on here now, and so I've chatted a bit, and I love doing this. And I take it no one has said they can't hear me, and nobody has said they can't see me. And B says, my best friends live in Leeds. Okay. And I guess Leeds is a very big city. But what I wanted to talk about briefly this morning is I just found from one of my viewers, they sent me this link to and I'm looking at here at the screen, that's why I'm not looking at you for the moment. I'm looking at my computer, a YouTube channel called Society of Idea Collectors. And I find this really quite interesting. And the lady who runs this has been sharing ideas of how she collects ideas. Now, I'm one of those kind of people that have a million thoughts going through my head. Sometimes so many that I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep because I can't turn off my brain. That's when I usually have to turn on my nightstand light and start reading just to get my mind off of these things. And my cell phone sits next to my bed recharging, so I often pull it up and go into the note feature and I'll jot down my ideas and print them out. But then I've got a million pieces of paper laying all over the place. I'm one of those kind of people who loves to make lists, and I'm constantly making lists. And then I have to have lists about my lists. So over the years I have tried different ways of trying to compile in one source my ideas. The other day, I saw this Society of Idea Collectors YouTube channel, and the lady on there was just using a notebook, basically, with tabs she put into it, and that's where she collects her ideas. It's not really an art journal, she says, although you could add pictures and things like that to it, but it's just a way of collecting things. So I thought, well, I'll give her idea a try. Now, I've done some things in the past, and I'll show you. Back a few years ago, about 5-6 years ago, these were really popular. This is called a smash book. And the idea here was it was sort of not a forerunner to, but had the idea of like an art journal. But it was, you know, it came with pages already with design on them. Here, I'll hold this up so you can see it and hope I don't hit my microphone. But it had blank pages with graphics on it. And then you can get these little notes you could stick into it. And, you know, use color pens. They had a whole series of things. They had, like, little tabs, and they had little flags, and all kinds of interesting things. So what I started doing, the year before I retired, I decided to work with this. And in it, I was putting all kinds of things that I might want to do when I retire. And so I have my own tabs on here, and just to give you an idea of my topics, I had bookbinding ideas. Well, I love to make journals, and I want to learn how to do hard-covered books. And I did eventually learn how to do that. I had workshop ideas. I do workshops, all kinds of different workshops, mostly these days in, you know, mixed media, art journaling, that kind of thing. Writing projects. I had a desire to write an article or see if I could get published in a magazine, and I have made that one of my bucket list goals. I don't like the term bucket list. Bucket list suggests a countdown to when you're going to die. And I think that's bad. No, no, no. It should have a more positive name, like things I want to do. I don't know, something. Nothing that implies the end, okay? I'm not ready to, shuffle off this mortal coil yet, you know. So writing projects, so I did get published. I got published last spring in Cloth, Paper, Scissors. I did a review for them on a product called iZinks. Scrapbooking projects, other projects, random thoughts, books and music, shopping lists. And, oh, genealogy. I used to be doing a lot of genealogy. Hi, Sue. Sue, how are you? Sue and I know each other well because we live in the same town. So anyways, I did all of this in my Smash Journal. And I have to say, I found it very inspiring, especially if you start using, oh, life enhancement list. That's good. I like that, Ian. That's a really good term for it, life enhancement list. Yeah, why not? And I like the little cards and things, and you stuck them in. This is a glue stick, actually. It comes with the book. And you just, that's why they call it a Smash Journal. You just smash these things into the journal. So you can see I took pictures out of things that I was interested in, I want to look at more. See a lot of blank space in this book. But I really enjoyed doing this. But then I sort of got, after a while, after I became retired and busy with things and whatnot, I kind of let that lapse. And I never really returned to it. Every now and then, I had the pages dated. I'll go back and I'll read through them, and it's kind of interesting to see what I managed to accomplish and what I didn't accomplish, and some of the things I had actually forgotten that I wanted to do. So it kind of rejuvenated my ideas for life enhancement projects, as Ian would call it. So then later, when the whole Project Life thing, I got into that. I got into it late, actually. I didn't start immediately with it. And I have a ton of Project Life stuff, but I've never really... I've stopped buying it because I wasn't using it up. I had all kinds of those core kits and whatnot. I'm still playing with ideas about how to use those up. And I do have some ideas for that. But then I thought, well, I grabbed one of their 8x8 binders, and I started filling this up with a similar thing to the Smash Journal. I had ideas and plans, etc., and I hate my handwriting. It's horrible. It's so backhand. But in this, I was also sticking in pictures. Pictures I wasn't really going to... it's hard to show this in here. Pictures where I wasn't really going to scrapbook these. Birthday cards, retirement cards, playing around with Cricut, Cricut cut files and dies and things like that. And actually, I kind of enjoyed this because what it became is sort of a scrapbook. But then you see here, lots of blank pages. And to be honest, until this afternoon when I was looking through a cupboard, I forgot about this. Completely forgot all about this again because I didn't keep it up. Project ideas. Because my handwriting sucks so bad, I prefer to type things out. And that's when I started going to, I got an iPhone, and it's got a notepad feature in it, and I really like the notepad. It's portable. My cell phone is always with me. I decorated the cover. And I will just pull that out while I'm watching YouTube videos and start jotting down notes. Now, I usually date them. And I date them. I'll show you an example here. Just dig one out of my pocket for you. Let me turn this on. And just getting into the notepad feature. So here's an example. I don't know how well this is going to... I don't think you can... There. I turn it to an angle. You sort of get the idea. I would just type these notes in, and the beauty of this is that all my printers are wireless, and so I just push the button when I want to print these out, and it sends it down to my craft room where I am right now and prints them all out for me. But then I have a great big pile of these pieces of paper, which are not really organized. I tried to compile a master list of my ideas. I tried to categorize them, you know, techniques, scrapbooking, mixed media, that kind of stuff. And my list just got very, very long. So then I came across 2 days ago this website, or not website, but this YouTube channel called Society of Idea Collectors. And she was just using a notebook. So I went looking in my stash of things, and I had this sketchbook. So at first I thought this might be too big. It's just blank pages. But then I started to brainstorm what was going to go into it. And she uses mind maps. If you're not familiar with the concept of a mind map, having been a teacher, we used to do a lot of mind maps before in school. And basically it's just a brainstorming process where you put your topic in the center, and everything that is related to that topic you draw out and branch off. And anyways, I came up with my topics for this. I may have more later on, but it's sort of my first page. And I created, again, this is awkward to show you here, I created all these tabs with different topics. And this is what I'm going to try to use now. So for example, today I had some ideas for some mixed media, and I've got a bunch of colored pens that I'm keeping out for this book alone, and I'm just throwing the ideas in. And as I do the ideas, maybe I'll put a little check mark beside it. Now remember that large list I was telling you about that I fill up from my pad, from my iPhone? Well, this is what the lists look like. Yeah. And so I decided that I would just take them and paste them into this book, because there's some things in there I still want to get to. So this is what I'm going to start using now. For getting my ideas down, I decided to play with the Cricut vinyl. This is the glitter vinyl on the cover here, because I have a ton of the Cricut vinyl and I've never used it. I'm a sucker for their mystery box. So I watch the YouTube videos that show, you know, what's going to be in the mystery box, and it is a good deal, even with the exchange in the dollar, the Canadian dollar to the American dollar. And if you put in the code from one of those people like Ken's Creations, if you put in his code, KK15, you get 15% off and you get free shipping. So, I mean, the latest thing was a whole bunch of faux leather and some vinyl. They said it was a $65 value. That's in US funds. That, I priced them out at Michael's. They were about over $100 worth of stuff. I got it for a total of $34 and some odd cents, including, well, free shipping. I got free shipping. That's with my 15% discount. That's in Canadian dollars. That was really good. So I thought maybe I should start using this stuff. I don't have a lot of use for vinyl. However, new toy, and those of you that follow me on my vlog, you know what I mean by the toys. I bought the Easy Press, and it's coming tomorrow, I think, from them. A bit expensive. Let's see here. I'll just catch up with the comments. Hey, you guys seem to be having your own conversation amongst yourself about where you live, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind being a facilitator. That's okay. And they're talking about, oh, you know, this sounds like there's a lot of interesting things going on over in the UK. But anyways, that's just what I thought I would try. I'm sort of killing two birds with one stone right here now. I wanted to practice this online or live broadcasting, because I think I have Walter convinced we are going to do, probably on Friday night, so watch your notifications, I think we're going to do a live broadcast of a Q&A of Walter and I as we have cocktails. Or it's Friday night, so it's Champagne Friday. We have this ritual where on Friday nights we usually sit in the kitchen, up at the kitchen counter. Oh, thank you, Maria. Oh, thank you, Angelica. That's great. Yeah, if there's anything I can do to make these even better experience for you, let me know. Oh, thank you so much for the comments. That's really nice of you people. It really is. It makes me feel good. Oh, good. I'm glad the lighting is good, because I've got, you see in behind here, this is one of Walter's stained glass panels for the windows. We have a house full of those. In fact, I have an older video on my channel showing all of his stuff. Stephen, Bid said you are coming to Yorkshire. Well, I'm not coming to Yorkshire. I'm coming to London, actually. And if I'm correct, I think Leeds is about 3 hours from London, or Yorkshire. What time Friday? Susie says. We'll probably be doing it around our time, around 6 probably. Great, thank you, Lindsay. It's only 2 hours. Oh, even better. So on Friday night, boy, this is so easy to get off on a tangent on here because I'm trying to read your comments at the same time and make comments about it. Yeah, it'll be about 6 o'clock our time. Ooh, for you, Angelique, that's going to be really late. That's going to be, what, about midnight for you? It's okay, Ian. Don't worry about it. But the beauty of doing these live broadcasts is that after you finish them, they are automatically put up on YouTube. So at least if you can't join it live, you'll be able to see what was going on while we were doing it. We'd like great to have you. I just have to see those. Oops. Okay, I did something that I shouldn't have done. Okay, just a second. Okay, here we go. I'm just going back. Love your live stream. Would great to have you every Friday and chat and learn. Yeah, well, my goal is to do them on a fairly regular basis. A lot of it's going to depend on Walter's comfort zone. He put up a lot of resistance to the first one we did last weekend, but once he got into it, I think he kind of liked it. Last week, it was a little disorganized because we just kind of did it off the cuff. I've asked for questions now from everybody, and I've got a pile. Way too many to handle for the time that will probably allot for a live chat. But I'm going to attempt to answer as many of them as we can. And as I said, the more questions, the merrier. Really looking forward to Steve and Walter live. You're both so super. Sorry, couldn't resist. Interesting to listen to. Okay, well, thank you for that. Yeah, well, a lot of people think Walter is kind of reserved and shy when they first meet him. He's not. See, people think I'm the one that's more the social light. And actually, if the truth be known, I am more of an introvert, believe it or not, than Walter is. He's more the extrovert. And you wouldn't know that when you see the two of us. He gets nervous because, excuse me, right in the microphone. He works at a place where he deals with people, but they're not in the public eye. They're fellow workers, that kind of stuff. Whereas being a school teacher, I was used to being up in front of, 90 kids every day and talking and working with them and presenting and, all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't bother me to be up in front of people or to speak to people like that. But, oh yeah, Walter has a wicked sense of humor. Believe me. My sense of humor tends to be a little out there as well, but Walter's is that cold, subtle, get you right in the ribs kind of humor. Well, at least usually to me, he is. You make a great couple. Enjoy seeing you together and would also like to see more Steve and Walter. Well, I'm aiming for it, Sue. This is why I'm sort of doing this today, and I'm trying to get all the bugs worked out of this before we do the live one, our first live one as Stephen and Walter this Friday night. I'm looking forward to it. After he's had a couple of glasses of champagne, he should be even a little bit more entertaining. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. So anyways, I've held you people up long enough for this. I want to thank you for coming on here and for your kind comments and bearing with me. I hope I generated some more ideas for you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing those of you that can come on live or come online live with us on Friday night. That'll be great. It's also the time-wise, it'll probably be around 6:30-ish our time here. But as I said, if you miss it, but you want to see it, it'll be posted on YouTube. So anyways, I'm going to say goodbye and hope the rest of you have a... Oh, there goes my clock. You've probably heard that in some of my videos. Okay, I'm just reading some more here. Okay, so great. It's time for dinner for some of you, and so I'm going to see you all probably on Friday night or sometime in the near future. And thanks again for putting up with my little test today. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.